10 subtle signs you might have an avoidant attachment style, even if you seem secure on the surface. You're not cold, you're not broken, and you're definitely not incapable of love. But something happens when love starts feeling real. You tense up, you pull away. Not because you don't care, but because caring too much once hurt. That's what avoidant attachment often looks like. It hides behind strength, behind independence, behind the sentence, "I'm fine." But here's what's really going on underneath. Let's unpack 10 subtle signs that you may have an avoidant attachment style, even if no one else notices. 1. You feel safest when no one needs you emotionally. You're happy to help, to show up, to be there. But the moment someone starts relying on you emotionally, you feel yourself backing away. You start craving space because their needs feel like pressure, like a trap, like a weight you never agreed to carry. Not because you don't want to care, but because you're scared that you'll be expected to carry more than you can handle. 2. You pull away right when things feel good, not when there's conflict, but when it's peaceful, safe, warm. That's when your guard suddenly rises. It's not sabotage, it's your nervous system flinching at the idea of getting too close, because closeness once led to pain. So now, distance feels like protection. 3. You feel like vulnerability is giving someone ammo. You want to be open. You really do. But being emotionally honest feels dangerous. Like handing someone a loaded weapon, so instead, you deflect. Joke, change the subject. Not because you don't feel, but because you feel too much. And you've been taught that showing that makes you weak. 4. You prepare for endings, even when things are fine. You rehearse breakups in your head. You think about what you'd pack, where you'd go, how you'd explain it. Not because you're planning to leave, but because imagining the exit feels safer than trusting it'll last. You don't prepare for forever. You prepare for survival. 5. You're emotionally self-sufficient to a fault. You handle your own problems. You deal with your own stress. You tell yourself, no one needs to worry about me. But beneath that, independence is isolation and a quiet ache to be cared for, without having to ask. 6. You shut down during emotionally intense moments. When someone says we need to talk, your mind goes blank. Your body tenses. You freeze, not out of apathy, but because you were never taught how to stay present in discomfort. So silence becomes your armor, and withdrawal becomes your strategy. 7. You rarely ask for help, even when you need it. Even in crisis, you minimize your pain. You say, I'll figure it out. You don't want to burden anyone, because somewhere deep down you believe needing others makes you less lovable. You confuse self-reliance with self-worth. 8. You're drawn to emotionally unavailable people. You crave love, but you often find yourself chasing people who can't give it back. It feels familiar, predictable, safe, because if they don't fully show up, you don't have to either. 9. You mistake calm for disconnection. When things are finally peaceful, you feel numb, bored, disconnected. It's like your system only recognizes chaos as passion, and when chaos disappears, so does your sense of closeness. But that's not peace failing you. It's just your nervous system learning a new rhythm. 10. You don't believe people will stay, even when they say they will. You smile, you nod, you try to believe them. But a quiet voice in the back of your mind says, don't get used to it. It won't last. So you stay half in, half safe, half gone. Because hope feels dangerous when you've been let down before. If any of this hit home, know this. You're not difficult. You're not cold. You're someone who learned to protect their heart in a world that didn't always treat it gently. Avoidant attachment isn't your identity. It's a survival pattern. And patterns, no matter how old, can be rewritten. You don't have to tear your walls down overnight. But maybe today, you crack the door open. Because real love doesn't rush you. It doesn't shame you. It meets you exactly where you are. If this resonated, drop a comment. You're not broken. You're healing. And that's what makes you powerful. This is Attachment Simplified. And this is just the beginning.